Hey guys, good morning. I guess it still is. We are going to get started here in just a minute. I've got a couple of things I need to get in place here. I got a couple of handouts I want to give you. So I'm trying to get links to those because I forgot till the last minute that I needed links. So I'm going to get those for you. I'm going to make Susanna a panelist. Hey, Susanna, you can turn your video off if you don't want it on. Or leave it on. I don't care. Either way. I don't think you have, I can't hear you if you're talking, so you may be muted.
I'm here. Let me move really quick here. I'm going to be on video.
There you are. Now I can hear you. All right. Bear with me just a minute while I get my screens coordinated here. Get my handout uploaded. All right, with that out of the way, let's see who's talking to me. Hi, Kat. Kat's multitasking. Hi, Tara. It's your first webinar. Oh, the pressure. I don't know. That's a lot of pressure. So let's talk about that for a minute. Karen from North Carolina, excellent. So this is just a little housekeeping before we get started. This is super informal. Hang on a second. I got to change something else here. Speaker view, that's who we want, since we're recording this. So we are going to have a super informal workshop style webinar here. I don't have any slides. I didn't create a slick presentation. I didn't practice it and practice it and practice it to make it all perfect. I literally Skyped Tracy and Susanna like 3 days ago and said, hey, let's do a training for your people. What do you think? So I want to give them a big shout out and a big thank you for saying yes to my crazy last minute ideas. I want to give you guys a big thank you for being here. We've got 35 people on, so that's awesome for no notice. And we will have a replay. So if you don't feel like you have to take notes or anything, we're going to have a replay, technology willing. We will have a replay up on the Piggy Makes Bank blog. It'll probably be tomorrow morning, maybe tonight, but probably tomorrow morning by the time we get all the pieces in place. So what we are going to do today, we are going to talk about how to take Piggy Makes Bank PLR, done for you content, and turn it into an opt-in funnel, and how to make money on that opt-in funnel, and how to sell a product on the back end, all with done for you content. So that's a lot to cover in an hour. We may run a few minutes over. I'm hoping not to, but we may. You're welcome to ask questions. If you want to drop questions in the chat, feel free. Susanna, can you monitor the chat? Because I can't do both. I can't multitask like that. I'll lose my place and it won't be good. So if you can monitor the chat and then just, poke me whenever somebody has a question that needs a response, or save them till the end, whichever works better. So what we're going to do...
I'm going to say let's save the questions till the end, but I'll keep tabs of them for you. So I'll have them ready for you at the end of your presentation.
Perfect. So if we're going to do that, then I would ask of anybody who has a question to please ask a complete question. Don't say things like, can you repeat that? Because by the time we get to the end, I'm not going to know what needs to be repeated. So ask me a question in context. I'm just looking over here. I have my notes on my other monitor, so that's why I'm looking off to the side all shifty-eyed looking. So we're going to talk about opt-in funnels today. I already said that. So the goal for today's presentation is for you to be able to create an opt-in funnel really quickly. I did a similar challenge for my mailing list a couple of weeks ago. I did it over 3 days with a Facebook Live challenge, and it went really well. And I'm going to cover some similar ideas today. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing, funnels is a big kind of scary word. People look at it and go, I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what a funnel is. So the first thing you need to know about funnels is you have to have a goal in mind, okay? So that's your number one consideration. What do I want my new subscribers to ultimately do? Okay? So you're trying to get them on your mailing list because that's your most important business asset. I don't think anybody would disagree with me there. Having people on a mailing list is really critical. I mean, that's where you're going to make the most of your money, quite honestly, is from your email list. So you want to get people on your email list, but you don't want them to just sit there. They have to go someplace. You have to have a goal in mind for them. You have to have a destination. So that's kind of something you want to keep in mind. And that's why I really like done for you content like Piggy Makes Bank puts out, because that gives you that ultimate goal. So what we're going to look at today is how we can take these pieces and turn one of them into the opt-in offer and one of them into the funnel goal. So once you know your funnel goal, then the thing that you have to ask yourself at every step in the process is this moving my subscriber one step closer to that goal? Because that's what you want to have happen. You don't want to take them down rabbit trails that lead to dead ends. You want to move them continuously one step closer to that goal, or one step closer to paying you. So those are our goals today. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to turn off my video and share my screen. So let's see, I'm going to turn off Susanna's video too. Or maybe it's already off. Let's see. Stop my video. Share my desktop. Okay, can you guys see my desktop here? You should be able to see my Dropbox folder here. I want to open up my my chat so I can see what's going on. There we go. All right. All right, so you guys can see my screen. Great. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, so here's what I've got. I have two folders here. We're going to start with Make Over Your Morning. This is a free, and Susanna, if you have the link to this, you can drop this in the chat if you would. This is a free done-for-you content offer that Piggy Makes Bank has on their site. It is Make Over Your Morning, and we chose this one because you could use this one whether you're in a business niche or whether you're in a self-help niche. It really works either way. The goal for this product, for this content, is to help people get their morning off to a good start. So they're not running around, all chaotic, trying to get the kids off to school and whatever they're doing in the morning. And then they, checking their email and scrambling to get things done. So this is a 7-day challenge. It's delivered by email. And I really like the way Susanna and Tracy put this one together, because it also has blog posts. So as you look at these emails, I'm going to go ahead and open this up. And I have to tell you, I don't have Microsoft Word on this computer. So this is open in Pages. So the formatting might look a little bit different than what you would see when you open it on your computer, because it is in Microsoft Word. I just don't have that. So this challenge is delivered, like I said, in a series of emails. So we've got a welcome email here. Welcome to 7 days to make over your morning. Then we have day 1, why a morning makeover, day 2, et cetera, et cetera. So it's designed to be delivered over 7 days and to help your subscriber get a better handle on their mornings, okay? Now, you know, because this is done for you content, that the idea is that you're going to customize it to meet your audience needs and to add your own personal branding, add your own style, your unique voice, make it your own. So what I was saying is, what I really like about this is that Tracy and Susanna have also included 7 articles which go more in depth into this content. So we've got, for example, day 1, why a morning makeover, and day 1 matches up with these articles here. So you've got impact of a morning routine, right? Now, what you're going to do is you're going to post these articles on your website, and then each day's email then leads back to your website. So why do you want to do that? Well, a couple of reasons. Number one, because anytime you can get people on your website, it's a good thing. It adds to your traffic, and the more traffic you get, the more traffic you will get. I know that sounds a little odd, but it's true. The more traffic you generate, the more traffic you will generate. That's how it works. That's how search engines work. So anytime you can get people to come back to your website, that's a good thing. So I really like the way they've got this laid out. The other reason you want people to come back to your website is because that's more real estate where you can make offers to them. And that's, you know, a really important piece that we're going to talk about throughout this training. So what do we need to get people into this challenge and to start delivering these emails to them? Well, we need an opt-in form. And I'm going to, give me 1 second here. Let me bring up my, maybe I can bring it up over here. This 2-monitor thing really screws me up sometimes, so bear with me a second. So I have a couple of links for you. Okay, so I'm going to drop a link. If you go ahead and click on that link, that is an opt-in flow chart. So that's going to show you what the subscriber flow is from traffic to your opt-in form, to your thank you page, to your email. So that's what we're going to build out here. And we're going to keep it super simple. I'm not going to go crazy with, oh, I need to move this, don't I? I'm not going to go crazy with making you create a whole opt-in page. You know, we're not going to use lead pages or Thrive themes or anything like that. We're going to build this right on the website. So all I'm going to do, and again, this is quick and dirty, and we can fancy this up in all kinds of ways, but our goal for this training is just to get it done. You can always edit it later. You can always add to it later. The goal here is to get it done and get traffic into it so you can start adding subscribers, so you can start making sales. So the first thing we're going to do is create a new post on our website. And I haven't written anything, and I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me write a blog post. So I'm going to steal some content here, and we're going to pretend that that is my blog post that I wrote. And in this blog post, this is going to be my invitation to people to join this 7-day challenge. So what I'm going to say in this blog post, for example, or you could do this on an opt-in page as well. But what I'm going to say is this is, these are the pain points you're experiencing. This is what happens when your mornings are crazy and chaotic. And this is what you could achieve if your mornings were more organized and if you had a better system in place. So I'm going to invite you, my reader, to join me on this 7-day challenge to make those changes that I'm going to walk you through over the course of a week's worth of emails. Once I publish this blog post, and I'm not going to publish it because then it's going to go out on my RSS feeds and it will confuse people. So I'm not going to publish it. We're going to look at just a draft of it. So what's missing here though? What's missing is there's no place for them to opt in to sign up. So that's the piece that we need. And to keep this super simple, again, I use Thrive Leads to do my opt-in forms. Pardon me, had to get a drink. I use Thrive Leads to create my opt-in forms. It's already connected to my autoresponder system, which is ActiveCampaign. Tracy and Susanna use ConvertKit. That's a great system as well. You could also use Aweber. You could use MailerLite. I'm testing that one out right now. MailChimp. It doesn't really matter. They all work in similar ways. The goal ultimately is to have an opt-in form on this page here. So any way that needs to happen to get an opt-in form that's connected to your mailing list, that's going to work. So what you can do, and what I'm going to do in the interest of speed, is I'm going to pop over here into my ActiveCampaign account, and I'm going to just grab a form code. So I have a form created here right in my email, in my email marketing provider. You can do this in any email provider. They all offer this. I'm just going to go ahead and grab the actual code here. And if I paste that into the text tab on my WordPress site, save the draft, and then I can come back over here and look at it. And there's the form. Now, again, you can do all kinds of things here. You can pretty it up. You can make it look better. You can use a different form builder. You could create an opt-in page as long as you've got a form there that's going to connect people to your mailing list. That's the important piece. It doesn't matter how great it looks at this point. We just need to get the connections done. So again, the flow is people land on this blog post. They see all the reasons why they need to make over their morning. They see an offer to opt in, and they get on your mailing list. And from there, you start delivering to them their daily emails. And those are in this folder right here. They are in this. We looked at this before. This is your AR. Susanna's got it up the top here. It's an autoresponder sequence, basically. So the first thing they're going to get is a welcome email. Then they're going to get on day one. You're going to set it up so that the following day they get a day one email. No, don't look at the content. Denny, is it? I'm not sure I'm pronouncing your name right, but no, don't look at the content because I just copied and pasted it to have something there. So following the subscription, once they opt in, then they're going to start getting these daily emails, right? And then you're also going to send them back to read your blog post on your website, okay? But what happens once they opt in? Once they hit that submit button, they need to go somewhere. You don't want them to just stay on the page and have nothing happen, because then people don't know, did they actually opt in? We don't know. So if you look at that opt-in flow chart excuse me, that I linked to. Let's just pull this up right here. So this opt-in flowchart, we've seen the opt-in page. We're just using a blog post for that, right? The next thing they need is they need a thank you page. And again, you can get super fancy with this. You can build this out on your page builder. You could put it in Lead Pages or Thrive Architect or ClickFunnels or whatever page builder software you're using, but you don't have to. You can just send them to a thank you page on your blog. So all you really need is to create a new page. Add a page, call it thank you, and set your autoresponder form to redirect to this page when people subscribe. And how you do that is going to vary depending on which autoresponder system you're using, but that's what controls what page they see next. It's handled either in your form builder software if you're using a standalone like Lead Pages or like Thrive Leads, or it's handled by your autoresponder system. In this case, since I just dropped that form on the page right from ActiveCampaign, that redirect is going to be handled in here, and it is. It's in here somewhere. Form action. There we go. So this is where I would say, what to do once they hit that submit button. Okay. So once you have your thank you page up, what do you put on it? Well, for me, I like to include some kind of an offer on the thank you page. They've opted into your list. They're highly engaged. They like what they see about you so far. And this page is going to get a lot of views, okay? This is going to get a lot of eyeballs on it. So this page is what we refer to as important real estate on your website. So you'll see a lot of people who use, for example, the Aweber standard confirmation page that says check your email, or the Lead Pages one with the big green check mark on it. You've probably all seen that. That's, in my opinion, this is a waste of this most valuable real estate you have. You need to be sending people to a thank you page that you control and that you can put a well-placed or a well-thought-out offer on. So this is where I would put what I call a tripwire offer. And a tripwire is a low-cost offer that closely matches what they just opted in for. And if we go back to my number one consideration when we first started this call, your tripwire offer takes them one step closer to the ultimate goal of your funnel. So in this case, the ultimate goal of our funnel, and we haven't quite got there yet, is the Makeover Your Workday ebook that we also have in this example. So a tripwire offer, you could offer a coupon for that as well. You could offer another low-cost product. You could offer a lot of things on the thank you page. But you want to make sure that you are making an offer here. That's even if you don't have anything to sell, you could offer links to affiliate programs for things that people are going to need. So in this example, we're making over our money or making over our mornings, right? So in this example, what would you want to use, or what would be a good fit for someone who needs to make over their mornings? So maybe if you're in the self-help niche, a free trial to meditation software, maybe. Susanna says a journal or a planner. That's a great offer. Think of things that will enhance what they've just opted in for. You don't want it to be required, because you want your opt-in to stand alone. You need it to be a good free offer for them that they can run with and that they can accomplish their goals with. But your tripwire offer should be something that enhances it, something that is complementary. And it doesn't matter if it's yours or if it's an affiliate offer. So that's your thank you page. That's where people go once they hit the subscribe button. Now, what's going to happen next is they're going to start getting emails from you. And in those emails, the way that Susanna and Tracy have this laid out, where'd my emails go? You're going to bring them back to a blog post, as we said. And you can also, and should also, in my opinion, be making offers in these emails. So let's talk about that for a minute, because we haven't dug into what else we have in this pack. Well, it's in a different package. So what we decided to do is this Makeover Our Mornings opt-in leads quite naturally to Makeover Your Workday, right? Once you've got your mornings under control, now let's tackle the workday. Let's make that the best it can possibly be. So Susanna and Tracy have a package called Makeover Your Workday, and I have it open right here. And this consists of, you know what, let me go find the sales page, because that's probably going to be better. They have so much good stuff here. Making over your workday routine. I think this is it. Yep, this is the one. So in this package, we have 30 emails. So those are going to be a kind of a follow-up sequence. We have 30 articles. We have 30 social media posts that you can use to promote it. But what's really the good stuff here is we have an ebook, The Benefits and Dangers of Workday Routines. That sounds so enticing. What are the dangers of workday routines? I need to know that. And then there's a workbook that helps your buyers create a better workday routine. So that's what's in this package that we're looking at here. So what you're going to do as the PLR buyer, as the person setting up this funnel, is you're going to take this ebook right here, and you're going to edit it. You're going to make it match your style. You're going to add your own personal flair. You're going to add your own stories. You're going to money it up. Let's not forget that piece. Any place in here that you can link to an affiliate offer or a book on Amazon where people can learn more, or your membership program, or coffee mugs or journals or planners or yoga classes, or anything that is a good fit that matches the style and the format of this ebook and that matches your audience. Those are things that you want to make sure that you include in here. And you're going to PDF it, and you're going to upload it to a media host somewhere. And by media host, I don't mean anything, super scary. You can upload it to Dropbox. You can upload it to Amazon S3. You can upload it to your own hosting account. You just need someplace where you can grab a link to it to deliver the product to your client once they purchase. So this is the ebook. You're going to edit it, rebrand it, money it up, and PDF it. Then we also have the workbook. If I could see, there we go. Nope, those are the emails. I know there's a workbook in here. That's social media. That's the, I had the workbook open. I guess this was the workbook. There we go. So again, rebrand it, add your style, add your voice, add your stories, money it up, PDF it, upload it to your media host. This goes with your product. So then, how do we get people who have opted in now to your 7-day challenge. Okay. They're on your 7-day challenge. Now you want to upsell them to the guide, to the ebook, Make Over Your Workday. Where do they get that? Well, you need a sales page, right? And you can do that again right on your website. You're going to go in here, you're going to add a new page. You're going to call it Make Over Your Workday, or whatever the name of your product is. And you're going to put some sales copy on here. And then you're going to put a PayPal button. That's the easiest way. It's the absolute no-brainer, super easy way to get this done. All you have to do is add a PayPal button. If you want to do something a little fancier with some automated or some easier to automate delivery, you could use a plugin like WooCommerce or Easy Digital Downloads. You could use a hosted shopping cart solution like JVZoo. Is really easy to use. It's really easy to get a product up on JVZoo, and then you just put the JVZoo buy button on your page. Okay, and JVZoo will handle the delivery of the product as well. All you have to do is upload your ebook to them, and they take care of all of that. There are other systems that do that as well. I'm trying to think. Gumroad is one. There's lots of them if you don't have your own shopping cart. If you do have your own shopping cart, obviously you want to use that. Susanna and Tracy use A-Member. I use A-Member. Happens to be my very favorite shopping cart, probably just because I've used it for 100 years. But whatever you use, like I said, the easiest thing to do is just to put a PayPal button on your sales page. Kat would love to do a JVZoo training webinar sometime. I can do that, Kat. JVZoo is super easy. So we have a sales page. Once they make their purchase, then what? This is all part of your funnel. What happens after they hit the buy button, after they've completed their payment? If you've ever purchased anything online, think about what you saw next. You saw a thank you page. Just like we saw with the opt-in, the very next thing you see is a thank you page. Your thank you page, again, this is super valuable real estate. Now, it's a little bit different when they've made a purchase than it is when they've opted into something, because when they've made a purchase, you have to tell them how they're going to get their the item that they've bought as well. So you want to make sure that you call that out at the top of your thank you page. In fact, I can show you an example of a thank you page for a paid product. Denny says they had 6 upsells on a product bought yesterday. Yep, I've seen that. I don't tend to do a lot of upsells, but I usually do 1. So if you are in my 6-figure systems program, you would have seen this thank you page after you bought. There's no upsell because my goal was not to add money to the sale, if you will, although you could have an upsell on the thank you page. But my goal here was to get people in their members area and to get people to join the Facebook community. So that's why you see here step 1, step 2. So this is just a very simple thank you page for a paid product. Denny, this is Thrive Architect. That's what I build my pages with, as you can see up here where it says Edit with Thrive Architect. Okay, we had a lot going on here. If you go back to, there we go, opt-in funnel flowchart. You can you can look at this as an opt-in funnel flowchart, but you can also look at it as a sales page, as a sales flowchart as well. It's ultimately the same thing. The first step is traffic. You're going to get that from your blog posts. You're going to get that from Facebook ads, affiliate partners, posting on social media. There's 1,000 different ways to drive traffic to your opt-in page. The next step is people land on your opt-in page. Your opt-in page connects to your email service provider. Once they click subscribe on that form on your opt-in page, the next thing they see is a thank you page with a Tripwire offer. If they buy here, this Tripwire offer, then the next thing they're going to see is another thank you page. That's what we just talked about. They've purchased the Tripwire. They've made a purchase on a sales page, essentially. The next thing they see is another thank you page. And that's where you're going to tell them how they're going to get access to the product that they've just purchased. And then from there, they move into an email sequence. And again, in this case, yes, Marion, I have the link to that. Let me drop that link in here for you. Somebody's asking if they can have the flowchart. Oh, Susanna did it. Thank you, Susanna. So then they're going to move into an email sequence once they've opted in or once they've made a purchase. So if I'm difficult to follow here, I apologize, because this I sometimes run into trouble because this makes so much sense to me that I don't fully explain things. So if I go over things too many times, it's because I want to make sure that everyone gets it. And if I miss something, I apologize for that, because it's so ingrained in my mind that I forget that not everyone does this all day long, every day, like I do. So again, the flow is traffic to an opt-in page, from an opt-in page to a thank you page, from a thank you page to an email sequence. And at some point along the way, someone's going to make a purchase. That purchase happens on a sales page. And then from the sales page, they go to a thank you page. And then they move into another email sequence. And what I really love about what Tracy and Susanna have done here with these two packages that we're looking at is they're providing all of the content for you. So again, in Make Over Your Workday, what we have is the product itself, which is the ebook and the workbook. And then you have the email follow-up sequence. I should read this. Are the emails selling? Susanna, jump in here. Are these emails for the Make Over Your Workday? Are they selling the Make Over Your Workday, or are they follow-up?
They are basically a follow-up to the 30 blog posts that are in there as well. So they move people through the 30 emails. But I would suggest, for the way you have it laid out, that in every single one of these emails, as well as in the blog posts, you make an offer for the ebook, for the ebook workbook bundle.
Excellent. Love it. So what Susanna is saying here is that you can use them the way she intended them to be used, which is to sell the product, or you can use them the way I'm talking about using them, which is a follow-up to sell something else. They're totally flexible. It's because it's done for you content, and it's PLR, and it's fully editable by you. You can take this and make it work however it works best for you, for your audience, for what if we go back to our first step here, if we go back to our number one consideration for this funnel is, what do we want them to do ultimately? You can mold these pieces to fit any of those scenarios. All right, I have one more handout for you. So we saw the opt-in funnel flow chart. I want to give you this as well. This is a checklist that you can use to kind of keep track of what's going on in your own funnel. So I'll just walk you through this so you can see where those pieces fit. This is actually from of my Funnel Advantage course. So what we have here is your basic opt-in funnel. So the first thing you need to do is create a landing page. And you can note on here what your URL is so you can keep track of your funnel and what the steps are and what the links are. You want to make sure that you include all of these components. We didn't talk about tracking pixels. I don't think we really need to get into that, but just know if you're using tracking pixels on your site, they need to be on your opt-in form. Then your next step is your thank you page, and you can note your thank you page URL in here and make sure that you're including all of these components. And then you create your email sequence, and you want to make sure that you are including all of these components as well. And then finally, you're going to test it with a clean email address that's not already in your system so that you can make sure that it works. And this is so important, and it is what probably I don't want to give you a percentage, but a lot of people miss this step. A lot of people. I opt into things all the time, all day. I opt into an embarrassing number of funnels just to see, what people are doing and what's working for them and what's not working. And it is shocking the number of times I opt into a funnel that doesn't work. The thank you page is broken. The links are broken. The link that they put in a Facebook paid ad goes to a 404 page. Just all kinds of things go wrong. And you can avoid all of that if you just do this last step and test your opt-in funnel with a clean email address and pay attention to what happens when you opt into your own list. Do you see the things you expect to see? Do the links work? Do you go to the pages that you are supposed to go to, or are you off down some rabbit trail somewhere that doesn't make any sense? Look at it with the eyes of a brand new subscriber who doesn't know you. Does it make sense? That's so, so important. So follow along as you're setting up your opt-in funnel. This will give you the basics here on how to do that. And if you follow along with this, it matches up with this checklist, and you should have all of the pieces in place that way. And let's just take another look here. So what we have is we have the, forgive me, I've lost myself on my desktop. Let's see, desktop, there we go. So in this example, Make Over Your Morning is the opt-in. That's the freebie. That's the reason people are going to join your list. And then from there, you're going to upsell them to Make Over Your Workday. Cat, I don't have snacks on my desktop. I have a cup of coffee. Probably had too much coffee. Maria has a question. This is like probably the biggest question I ever hear is, do you use double or single opt-in? I use single opt-in. I used to be a huge, huge fan of double opt-in. I told all my clients they had to use double opt-in. Don't ever use anything but double opt-in. And then I did an about face, and I'll tell you why. Because email systems, for example, Aweber. I know this is true of Aweber. I suspect it's true of other systems as well. If you are using a confirmed opt-in, which means, for those who don't know, a confirmed opt-in is when you opt into a mailing list and they send you an email that says, do you really want to get emails from this person? Click this link to confirm that you want to get emails from this person. And unless you actually click that link, you will not be on their list. So what some systems do, and again, I know Aweber does this, I can't speak for sure for other systems, but Aweber sends those emails from a different server. They send your general broadcast emails to people who are on your list. They're sending those from one server, and they're sending the confirmation emails from a different server. And because every single confirmation email looks identical, the email providers, Google, Yahoo, AOL, Comcast, all of the big email providers flag those emails as spam because they all look identical. There's millions of them that go out, and anytime there's millions of the same email being sent, it's not a good thing. So those confirmation emails almost always end up in the spam folder if they're delivered at all. So that's why I have completely changed my stance on this, and now I am all about the single opt-in with a caveat. It used to be that you could do double opt-in or confirmed opt-in, and you could say, and you could deliver your freebie in that email. You could link right to it in your freebie, in your email. Now, if you're doing single opt-in, you don't want to do that because people are going to, wait a minute. Let me backtrack because I said that backwards. If you were doing confirmed opt-in, if you were doing confirmed opt-in, you could put your download right on the thank you page because they couldn't get to that thank you page until they confirmed their email address. Now, with a single opt-in, where they don't have to confirm, you don't want to put your download on the thank you page. You want to deliver your download in your email. And that is something I wanted to talk to you about as well. It's the piece that a lot of people forget in the funnel. So we talked about the opt-in page. We talked about the thank you page. But, and in this case, in the case of the 7-day challenge where all of the content is being delivered by email, you wouldn't necessarily have this. But if your freebie is a downloadable offer, if it's a worksheet, if it's a checklist, if it's a guide of some sort and it's downloadable, you want to deliver that not in your email message, not with a direct link in your email message, but you want that link in your welcome email to go to a download page where they can then download the freebie. And again, since you control all of that real estate, that's another place that you can make an offer. I think I promised in the email you guys got that I was going to tell you 10 places to monetize your funnel. So I want to make sure that I mention all of those. So I'm going to run through those quickly, and then we can talk about those and answer any questions that you have. And the download page thing reminded me of it. So we talked about the Tripwire offer on the thank you page, right? That's one place you can monetize a free funnel. The next place is on the download page. What other offers do you have? What related things do you have that you can put on the download page? That's the page where they're actually going to go to grab a downloadable freebie, a PDF or something. You know what? I'm going to drag this right over here and you can look along with me. Excuse me. Inside your freebie, inside a PDF download, inside a guide, inside a workbook, you can link to additional resources of yours or affiliate resources. Also, inside your freebie, put an ad. I have downloadable workbooks that people can download, and the whole end of the freebie, there's a whole half-page ad at the end for an actual product that they can buy, usually with a coupon so I can track it. So don't be afraid to do that. Just full ads. You can make a sale in your welcome email. Somebody asked on Facebook the other day, how soon in an autoresponder do you make an offer? And she said that she makes an offer in her third email. I said, I make an offer in my first email, very first email. I'm in business to make money, and I make money by providing good resources to people. So there's no reason, there's no rule that says you have to wait, or you have to, you can't monetize something until X happens. That's ridiculous. Start making offers right away. You can send a resource email. That's a really, really good way to give your subscribers excellent information, excellent tools they can use, and make a little money too, add a little profit center. You can send a related product email, set that up in your autoresponder. In this example that we're using here with the 7-day challenge, what are you going to send them on the 8th day? Well, send them a related product email. They're through the challenge. Now what do they need? You can send an upsell or a downsell offer, or you could set that up on the back end. You could set up an upsell. Somebody said earlier that they bought something and got 6 upsells. Don't do that. That's a little crazy. That makes people unhappy. But you can have an upsell. Absolutely. What else do they need? What if they've purchased one thing, what's the next step? What's the next thing that they need? Make them a great offer on that. Blog posts. You can link to things in your blog post, put ads in your blog post, put links to resources with affiliate links, or links to resources of your own in your blog posts. PS files. This is kind of my favorite way to monetize emails. A lot of times I like to send, I'm on some mailing lists that every email is something to buy. And that works for a lot of people. I don't like to send emails like that. I do send emails with things to buy, don't get me wrong. But not every email is something to buy. Sometimes it's just, hey, I did this cool thing the other day. 2 or 3 days ago, I sent an email. I sent an email out about a visit we made to Greenfield Village here in Michigan. Had a fun day trip with my husband and his mother, and I learned a little business lesson. And in the PS, I said, hey, here's where to learn more from me. And it had a little upsell in it. It was not a big, long sales email. It was not hardcore. It was just a little story from my life. I like to send those kinds of things just to have a conversation with my subscribers. I don't want to always be selling to people. So I keep a swipe file of PSs that I can drop into an email, and I recycle them. And it's a super easy way to send a friendly email out to my friends and subscribers and have a little, just a little call to action at the end that makes a couple sales. And you can do that with your products, again, or affiliate products. I have a PS file I send people to my resources page quite often because that changes a lot. And on my resources page, I have all the tools I use in my business. So I like to send people there. And you can do that even if, I talk a lot about business type lists and business type resources, but it doesn't matter if you're in a business to business market or if you're in a business to consumer market, because consumers need those things as well. It doesn't matter, maybe you run a cooking blog. Well, people who cook need resources as well. They need to know what Instapot is the best one, and they need to know what pans you use, and they need to know what is the best gluten-free flour to use for their bread, right? So you can link to all of those things on your resource page, and you can do them all with affiliate links and keep your cash flow healthy without being all salesy all the time and making yourself uncomfortable and making your subscribers uncomfortable. So I hope that makes sense. I know I wandered off on a bit of a tangent there. I apologize. But I did want to make sure that I shared all of these 10 ways to monetize your free funnels, because that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about getting people on your mailing list and earning a little bit of money and keeping that cash flow consistent through your email marketing efforts. Did we have any other questions? I haven't been watching the chat.
Yes, we have a couple. Let me start with one you already sort of answered from Danny about the upsells. She's the one that was talking about she saw an offer where she went through 6 upsells. Um, do you want to maybe go into a little bit more detail about how many is appropriate? Would you cap it at 1, or is there a situation where maybe you want to do an upsell and a downsell type of thing?
You could do an upsell and a downsell. I don't have an issue with that. I think where you're going to see tend to see the whole upsell chain more in the internet marketing space. I don't know, I don't know who decided that many upsells was a good idea, but what I see among my clients tends to be one upsell and one downsell, and then we're done. I don't like to, really annoy people. I do a single upsell if I do anything. What I actually like better is a bump offer, which is a little bit different thing where they can just quickly, add a checkbox or put a checkbox on a checkout page and add a little something to their order that goes along with it. And that converts really well for me, better than the upsells do, actually. What do you guys do, Susanna? Do you have multiple upsells and downsells?
We don't have multiples. We usually have one. I think we have one funnel that has a rather large upsell, where if they decline the upsell, then we offer them a smaller package of PLR as a downsell. But then we do most of our so-called upsells in an autoresponder series that goes out after somebody purchases something. And it's basically just, we tell them about a bunch of can't talk this morning, related PLR. That's our customers find it pretty helpful. And that's a combination of our own PLR packages and affiliate offers from other PLR sellers that we like and trust.
That tends to be what I do as well. I guess I wouldn't call that a true upsell. I would call that more of an offer in an email. It's not really an upsell. An upsell is kind of an instant thing, right?
I don't know. Just the name.
Terminology.
Yeah. Yes. And then Tara had a very interesting question. When you're testing a system that has multiple days of content being sent out, do you set them all to be delivered on day 1 and then change them back to the correct days in the sequence so you can see that they are all being delivered? Sometimes it's challenging to test funnels that have a lot of moving parts.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you could do that. In my system in ActiveCampaign, I can set days or I can set hours. So if I was going to test a whole funnel, and I don't typically test the whole funnel, but if I was going to test the whole funnel, I would change that setting so that like each email goes out in an hour instead of in a day. But what I typically do is I just test the first email. I'll send myself test emails, like a manual test to make sure that the links and things work. But I'll test the opt-in just by opting into it and making sure that I get that first welcome email. And then I'm in the system. So before I'm kind of ahead of the pack, right? So I'm getting those emails before my subscribers are. So if something goes wrong, I can catch it before everybody else gets the email.
Excellent. And just piggybacking off of that, I like to use Gmail for that type of thing, and ideally send them to a separate folder or add a tag to them. So then you have a place where you can quickly go to if you, let's say you have a follow-up sequence and you're making an affiliate offer in there somewhere, and that person decides to close down the affiliate offer, or it's something you're no longer comfortable promoting, or you have something better you want to promote. In Gmail, you can quickly and easily search for that thing and figure out where in your funnel that email is, and so you can go in and fix it.
Yeah, absolutely. Excellent idea. I like to use Gmail for testing too, because you can do the plus in the middle of your email address, just after your name. So you could do Susanna Myers plus test @gmail.com, and it gets delivered right to your email address. and then you can easily filter them.
Excellent. And then kind of related to email, Maria is asking, how many times should you be sending emails?
Well, that's a $64,000 question, isn't it?
So where's that PayPal button?
My goal is to mail every day. I know that's Tracy and Susanna's goal as well. I think you guys mail every day, don't you?
We do. We occasionally take a day off here and there, but so that's just broadcast emails for us. This is in addition to any autoresponder emails that go out automatically.
So for me personally, I have my, I like to send a broadcast email every day. I don't always achieve that goal, but that is my goal. But when I send a broadcast email, I exclude people that are in an autoresponder sequence. So they're not going to get 2 emails from me in one day. It's a very rare occasion when somebody would get 2 emails from me in a single day. So that's how I manage it. But different markets, it really depends on your market, because some markets will not tolerate an email every day. They just won't. So some people only mail once a week. Some people mail once a month. It really depends on what your market is. I would say, though, if you want to earn money through email marketing, it needs to be more frequent than once a week.
I agree. Actually, for any market, I think just to stay in their mind, you need to email, no matter what market you're in, you need to email at least once a week. And it's not just dependent on market, it's also dependent on what expectations you set in the beginning and how you, I hate to use the word train your list, but...
but that's what we're doing.
Yes. So you don't want to go from emailing once a month to emailing twice a day, but you can start to ramp it up and get to the point where you will be emailing them once a day. And if you have some value to add, whether that's through education, through the content you share, or through the offers you make, people are going to like the emails. Not everybody's going to open every single email. Not everybody's going to click on every link in every single email. Not everybody's going to buy every single thing you offer. With us, they would go broke in a week. But they will pick and choose what's of value to them.
Right. And you have to keep in mind, too, that on average, probably less than 20% of people are actually going to open any given email.
Mm-hmm.
So I might email every day, but there's still going to be, people who only see one email from me in a month because they just didn't open anything else. Maybe they were on vacation, or maybe they have inbox overwhelm, or, who knows? Life gets in the way, or the subject line just didn't interest them and they hit delete. I do that all the time. Yeah. I don't think there's anything in here for me, so I don't even open the email. It doesn't mean that I am not interested. It just means that I pick and choose which emails I open, and the same is going to be true. Same is going to be true for your email list as well. Karen, yes, could you put your your question in the chat box instead? I don't have the Q&A box open.
Actually, I have it open. Her question was about, I'm a new blogger. I need subscribers, but I also need to know if what I blog about makes sense and eventually money. I blog about residential real estate education for the consumer. What PLR would work for me? It's a pretty specific niche. So Cindy, I'm just gonna go ahead and answer this one.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to answer it.
So it's pretty specific. So I think your best bet would be to look for some real estate specific PLR. We don't offer any here at Piggy Makes Bank. I'll check with Tracy to see if she can think of somebody good to recommend. Other than that, you could look into some general home organization, home type, fixing up, home improvement type PLR. I have somebody in mind for that.
I was going to say, we know somebody that does home improvement PLR.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a good fit.
Exactly. So I'll get that link to you, Karen.
I think, Karen, are you doing like real estate investing for the consumer? Because money PLR would be good too, I think.
Ooh, that's a good, yeah, that's a good point. Excellent. Let's see, what else do we have question-wise? We have one, what's the difference between an upsell and a bump offer?
An upsell is an offer that you see, typically higher priced offer that you see after you make a purchase. A bump offer is an additional thing that you can buy at checkout. So you could think of a bump offer as, you know, all the little toys and magazines and gum and candy you see in the checkout at the grocery store. Those would be bump offers. So a bump offer on a checkout page looks like this. Let me show you. So this is my checkout page for some emails that I sell, email templates. This is the bump offer. So they've already made the decision to purchase the email templates, and now I'm saying, hey, you can add this other thing for $10 right here. So that's a bump offer.
And with PLR, as another example, if you bought one of our bigger PLR packs, a bump offer maybe could be another 10 or 20 articles.
Something that enhances the product you're already purchasing. And if you are a product seller, I want to tell you these bump offers, they convert really well. If your cart has the capability of doing this, do it. Melody, what link are you asking for to the email templates to build relationships? Oh, this one. Susanna, do you have your link for this page? I think you guys have a coupon for it too.
Let me check with Tracy on that. And we also had a question if there's going to be a replay. Yes, there is. And I think, Cindy, isn't the plan that we're going to put it together on a blog post on Piggy Makes Bank, and I will put the link to this on the blog post as well.
Yep.
How about that?
That is the plan. I'm going to give you, as soon as Zoom finishes rendering this, I'll upload it to YouTube, and I'll get you a blog post and the replay, and then you guys can mail out the link to anyone who missed this.
Excellent.
So one thing before we go, I don't know if we have any more questions. I'm certainly happy to stick around. I think Susanna's got a hard out though. So I wanted to make sure that you guys are aware that all of this training that we just did, this is exactly the kind of training that I do every month in my six-figure systems program. Susanna has a coupon for you for that to save on the first month if you are interested in joining me. I'm not going to give you a big hard pitch on it, but we're going to drop the link in the chat and you can go ahead and check that out, because this is exactly the kind of training that we do every month. And I am so excited to get in front of everybody and to answer all their questions and to help them sort out these kind of sticky situations, and what should I do with this and what should I do with that and how does this user flow go, because these are the kinds of things that hold people back. When they don't have the answers to these questions, they stay in stuck mode, and I don't want any of you to stay in stuck mode, because this, having an online business or having a blog that makes money or creating products and being able to sell them online is so incredibly freeing. When you don't have to go to a job every day, it's just amazing. So that's kind of our goal with Six Figure Systems, is to help you put those pieces in place to make that transition really easy, and to know every day what you should be doing.
Excellent. And y'all, Cindy is one of my favorite people to learn from. She blows my mind on a regular basis. I don't know about y'all, but I have a ton of notes already. So definitely something you want to check out.
All right. I don't think, Susanna, did we have any other questions? I never heard from Tracy. Is she even here?
I thought she was here. Yeah, she's here. But for some reason she's in under me.
Oh. Adrienne, we'll put links in the blog post. We'll put them in the email that goes out to with the replay. So I don't want to drop them in the chat because they're going to get lost because the chat goes away when we shut down. So we'll add links in the email that Tracy and Susanna send out to everything we talked about here, and we will put links in the blog post as well.
Absolutely.
So you guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me and for all your amazing questions. And Susanna and Tracy, thank you for letting me get in front of your people. This is always so much fun. I really enjoy doing this kind of, informal training. I hope you guys got something out of it. I hope that I helped clarify whatever questions you had, and that I'm making your online business life a little bit easier today.
You absolutely do. And we got some thank yous and learned a lot type of posts, scrolling through, informative and inspiring. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Cindy, so much for coming in here.
I'm going to turn my video back on so I can say goodbye.
Amazing content. We really, really appreciate you hopping in here.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate you guys. And again, thanks to everybody for joining us. And we'll get the replay up soon and send out an email to let you know when that's ready to go.
Excellent.
All right. Thanks, guys.